Good morning and welcome. It is 8 o'clock. It is the 30th day of December, the 30th day of Vlogmas, and 48 hours to this trash fire of a year comes to an end. We can only hope 2021 is a little bit better. Now, we have no news regarding what to expect on shelves this week or crowdfunding this week because it's the last week of the year, and everything's kind of higgledy-piggledy because of all the reasons. So there's nothing really. I mean, there's things shipping this year, but the list hasn't changed from last week. And there's obviously crowdfundings that are ending this week, but it's the same list as that week. So I could read it again, or we could just do something completely different. Like take a look at the list of the most anticipated RPGs of 2021. Now, I've looked at this I've already looked at this room. I've looked at this list once. There's no explanations, instructions, references, whatever. Just this is one group's list of the most anticipated RPGs of 2021. That said, the list appears to be mostly American-made stuff. So, Anyways, looks like there's about 30. So let's go. And a lot of these I don't know anything about. So we have Absolute Power. Now this is in every RPG that's coming out in 2021, and I'm pretty sure this is just stuff coming out in the United States / Europe. So there might be a role-playing game in China that's way more anticipated than this, but so that said, and I don't think this list includes anything from Wizards of the Coast, so here we go. Absolute Power, and there's no information. Okay, so Absolute Power is coming up. We have Actung Cthulhu 2D20, so that one I know about. It's basically Call of Cthulhu set in World War II. We have Altered Carbon. I think that's that's based on the Altered Carbon books / TV series that was on Netflix. Beowulf, Age of Heroes. Obviously, that's based upon the Beowulf myth and that time setting and that idea of mythological heroes. We have a thing called Bolt. We have a game called Barcelonia, the Spaghetti Fantasy RPG. I saw a little information on this one. Basically, it's a fantasy role-playing game, but has the the spaghetti Western mentality. So that that one could be fun. We have something called Brinkwood, the Blood of Tyrants. We have something called Bunkers and Badasses. Sounds like a post-apocalypse. We have a game called Deviant the Renegades, possibly something set in the World of Darkness. We have, of course, possibly one of the most expected RPGs of 2021, the Dune RPG. We have the 2nd edition of Everway. We have the 4th edition of Fading Suns. We have Fallout 2D20, which is, I think, a lot of expectations. This is the first published official Fallout RPG. There have been Fallout RPGs before, PDFs, unofficial. We have Flames of Freedom. I think that's a World War II alternate setting. We have a Good Dogs. I think that's probably a role-playing game where you play dog. Good Strong Hands. Is that a role-play game set in the world of Neverending Story? I don't know. A Hardwired Island. Again, that sounds like Cyberpunk. There's something called Haunted West, so Weird West. Hearts of Wulin, that sounds like a martial arts. We have the Hellboy role-playing game. Heroic Dark, don't know. We have Homeworld Revelations, a space game. Something called Interface 3.0, Cyberpunk. Iron Kingdoms, Return of the Iron Kingdoms role-playing game. Amazing art, amazing ideas, amazing world, bizarre system. So hopefully they filled that. We have something called Jackals, Bronze Age fantasy role-playing. We have something called Jingashi, Blood in the Banquet Hall. We have Pendragon, the King Arthur role-playing game, 6th edition. We have Kingdom, 2nd edition. I believe that's the same Kingdom that was written by the guy who did Microscope. We have Kings of War. We have Legends of Grayskull, Masters of the Universe. That's one I'm excited about. That's a world that, always needs to be revisited. He-Man, yeah, man. Who didn't love He-Man? We have Level Up, the advanced 5th edition rules from the EN world. So this is another alternate take on how to do 5th edition. Is 5th edition open, GL? Because I kind of think it is. From everything I've seen of this, the playtest notes, it looks like it is a better version of what they tried to do with Tasha. We have Lords of the Middle Sea. We have Munster Care Squad. That sounds like an anime. We have Monty Cook's Diamond Throne, which is that an anticipated RPG? Because it's just a D20, 5th edition. And it's Monty Cook. So, wait, here's another product I will not finish. We have Mummy the Curse, 2nd edition. I know that's definitely World of Darkness. We have Nancy Druid. I don't know anything about that game, but that name alone is just like a mystery-solving druid. That sounds awesome. We have Old School Essentials Advanced Fantasy, so that's another OSR. We have Open Quest, 3rd edition. We have a game coming out called Our Mundane Supernatural Life. With WandaVision coming out, could there be a tie-in? We have something called Parslings. We have Passion de las Passions. No, we have something called Perilous, the role-playing games. We have Prowlers and Paragons, the Ultimate Edition. That's a superhero role-playing game. Very excited about that one. Rivers of London. A new version of Rollmaster. We have Root. Now, is that the same Root that's the board game in the video game? Did they make a role-playing game set in that world? That's a anthropomorphic animals world, by the way. Savage Sisters. A role-playing game made by the Terror Twins. That would be interesting. I'd love to see the sisters do a role-playing game. Shadows of the Weird Wizard, probably an OSR. SLA Industries 2nd edition. Ooh, SLA Industries 2nd edition. SLA Industries was a very weird game. Solar Punk. All right, I instantly hate that game simply because you're using punk. There's no such fucking thing as solar punk. Stargate, the role-playing game. That would be interesting. I think there already was a Stargate, the role-playing game, so I guess somebody got the new license. Swords of the Serpentine. Don't know. Cindy Cult. Isn't that the one Mercer's working on? Tales of Exadia. We have the Chronicles of Future Earth. We have the D section. We have the Gaia Complex. We have another one that I'm very excited about. The One Ring 2nd edition, brought to us by the same people who gave us Tales from the Loop. We have the Troubleshooters. We have Thirsty Sword Lesbians. Okay, that one's a OSR done by the LGBTQ community. That one could be a lot of fun. We have Aberrant from the Trinity Continuum. Aberrant was the superhero role-playing game that the White Wolf people attempted to make. As fans of White Wolf and what they did with Vampire and the Storyteller system, there were a lot of us who were like, God, I would love to see them do other chronic games like Supers. And then they did Aberrant, and we were like, oh, what? This is a disaster. We have Trophy, the RPG. We have True Devang Adventures for 5e. Now, True Devang was one of the most anticipated role-playing games of last year and of 2016. True Devang Chronicles was 2018. So it was one of the most anticipated role-playing games of 2018. And they want to go ruin it by turning it to 5e. We have Twilight 2000, again, another one I'm very excited about. In fact, I think I kickstarted it, and you should get the kickstart in April. So that's the, what if World War III role-playing game from Games Workshop, and it is also being done by Free League, so it should be awesome. We have Urban Shadows 2E, so that's another, World of Darkness type game. We have Village Song, Void Heart Sympathy, Wander Home, Werewolf the Apocalypse 5th edition, hopefully after all the trash fire that they made with it previously. The 5th edition can fix it. I think it's under a new publisher. So we have Wickedness. We have Worlds Without Number. So that is the fantasy version of Stars Without Number. Stars Without Number greatly received space game about, And so Worlds Without Number has already got a lot of anticipation. We have something called Zombicide Chronicles. We have the Terminator role-playing game, which is interesting because it's not by the same people who are doing the Alien role-playing game, but there's that whole weird Terminator, Alien, Predator are all in the same universe. And then we have Pathfinder for Savage Worlds. So this is a Savage Worlds conversion of the Pathfinder world. Okay, so a couple of those we're excited about. Most of them I think are games that'll come and go and nobody will even know. But who knows? There could be a diamond in the rough there, a secret, game in there that could just like kick things out of the park. Legends of Grayskull, Master of the Universe. I mean, right there. There you go. And Thirsty Sword Lesbians. There's a game I'd love to support. On the other hand, Solar Punk. There's a game I will never support simply because it's another game using punk as a way to sell it. Stop. Just stop using punk. Obviously, we're excited about Twilight 2000, The One Ring, a couple of the other ones. Could be a good year for role-playing game. But remember, every one of those games' projected release date is gonna possibly be delayed because all shipping agencies like FedEx and Amazon and UPS are putting things like that on the back burner to ship the vaccine first and foremost. So if you're expecting a specific role-playing game to be on your shelf at a specific day, or that you ordered something and you need it by a specific day, like Christmas presents, because I already know people who ordered Christmas presents through Amazon and haven't got them yet because the Amazon shipments were been delayed already. So yeah, the vaccine is taking precedent. So these are all tentative. None of these are set in stone. Any one of these could be delayed because of COVID, because of shipping, because of the world being shut down. Any of these could be canceled because of the same reason. So this is all tentative. And this is just the anticipated. This is not every role-playing game. This is just what these one group who voted and people of the fan base anticipated. So there could be something out there that is not on the list that could be like, bam, this is it. This is the, Tales from the Loop of 2021. I don't know. Anyways, there you go. Nothing else to talk about, really, because it's the end of the year. So stay warm. Don't drink and drive. And Happy New Year. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, please consider subscribing and help me hit 500 subs by August 4th, 2021.